it's Romrell or who's behind the plate, if it's Romrell or Humphreys. One of them will be the catcher. Morgan Armstrong is your shortstop. The pitcher is Brooklyn Crockett. Second base is Bentley Price. And Price wearing number 33. Center field will be Brooklyn Pope. And first pitch is a ground ball and fielded by the third baseman. That is Romrell over there. No, that's Abby Humphreys, I think, over at third base. And she can't come up with it cleanly, so we have a runner safe at first. And Steele on the first pitch, and she's out at second. So the leadoff batter was the pitcher, and I don't have a roster or a lineup, so I don't know her name, but she is the pitcher, and so she is caught stealing second base for the first out. And the second batter up there, a few pitches gone by. Not sure on the count. It's kind of hard to see from here. I think it's no strikes, two or three balls, one out. And Brooklyn Crockett, your pitcher. Here's the pitch, and it's a called strike. On the batter, and we'll try to get a number when she gets either out or down to first base. From here we can't see her and don't have a lineup. Here's the pitch, and it's ball 4, so a walk. And I believe that's the number 16 is the jersey number for the Snake River Panthers. So runner at first, one out. And the first pitch to batter number 3 is a ball. Second pitch is a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Is your count. Runner on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And a strikeout. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And that was number 30 was the batter. So 2 outs, runner at first. And the first pitch is ball 1. Bears lead it 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. And here's the pitch. Crockett delivers, swing and a miss for strike 2. So Crockett looking to end the inning and preserve the 1-0 lead for the Bear Lake Bears over the Snake River Panthers. Here's the pitch, and that's a ball. Big lead down there at first. No throw. Two count, 2 outs. Foul ball on that pitch, so the runner will retreat back to first base. And we'll do it all over. 2-2, 2 out, 1 on. That's a runner down at first who reached on a walk. And that was just high, full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming here in the bottom of the first inning. Bears up 1-0. Runner at first and 2 runner. up 1-0, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first, second inning. And it's 2 down. I guess that was Bentley Price. Don't know who hit before her. The ground out from third base. Didn't see who it was. Brittany Crockett. I do know who this is. This is Brittany Crockett who played. Down in order in the bottom and the top of the second inning. We'll be right back. We're just going to stay here on camera, but I'm going to turn the audio off if I can figure out our roster, and we'll be right back right after this. All right, first pitch to the Snake River Panthers in the bottom of the second inning is low for ball 1. Snake River just sent 4 batters to the plate in the first inning. The only one that reached was a walk, so this is batter number 5. This is number 7, actually number 21 later. She is the center fielder. And there's a pop fly. Morgan Armstrong, the shortstop. Actually, no, third baseman Humphreys steps over in front of her and takes it away for out number 1. So here we go. The next batter is going to be number 5G. And she pops it up into foul territory. Saxton playing first base, can't quite get over to it. Long run for her over there. So it's just a high strike for G, and she's behind in the count. 0-1. Here's the second pitch. That's high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Crockett, the pitcher. And ball 2. So 2 balls, no strike. 2 balls, 1 strike after the foul ball on the first one. Nobody on, 1 out. And that one's outside for ball 3. So after getting a foul ball on the first one, 3 straight balls from the pitcher, Brooklyn Crockett. She's a senior. Her sister, Peyton Crockett, playing left field. Strike 2 on a swing and a miss. So full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 out. And we do have some sponsors here. Here's the pitch. Strike 3, called strike. Great frame there by the catcher, Romrell. And want to thank Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, our scoreboard sponsor. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, you can count on them to care. The scoreboard shows the Bear Lake Bears up by a score of 1-0 here in the bottom of the second with 2 out. And Nash, the batter. And she takes ball 1. Swinging on the second pitch, and it's going to fall for a double into center field. And nearly got there. Brooklyn Pope nearly gets there, but can't quite bring it in, and it goes to center field for the double. Ball 1 on the next pitch. Oh, I turned you back up, Lisa. I'm still trying to get stuff in the computer here. And here's the pitch. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike on the swing and a miss.
Got a runner on second, 2 outs.
Reached on the double, and here's a ground ball to the third baseman, Humphreys, up with it, over to first in time. That'll end the inning. And after 2 innings, Bears lead it by a score of 1-0. Want to thank all of our sponsors. You save Phillips 66, live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. And Quinn Pope, the head coach of this softball team, running Phillips 66 USAVE. Jacobson Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning for the Bear Lake Valley. Call 208-847-2665.
We've also got Gunderson Ace Hardware, Ace, the helpful place located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily, northerntitle.net. Don't forget Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more. Casey Humphreys, of course, the assistant coach here on the softball team. Also, Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. And we'll also mention our mention sponsors, Gary Tusher CPA, Mountain Valley Dental, that's Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing, and Flying S Title. We thank you for your support. And be sure to stop in to any of those places and thank them for bringing you these broadcasts, which we will become perfect at soon.
This is our first time, and we didn't get the line. We got here, and there was we didn't have gas in the
it's just
generator. It's been all good, all fun.
We're here and we're on the air, and so again we thank our sponsors. We thank SVI Sports for allowing us to do this, and and we're going to go home and practice, and then hopefully we'll be a little more professional on Friday. So.
All right, the batter is going to be Taylin Clark, I believe, and she is the right fielder. And she will lead off the top of the third inning. Swing and a miss on strike 1. And we'll eventually, I'll get all these players in the right order. I was right on some of them in that first inning, even though I was guessing. DeClark squares, fakes the bunt, takes ball 1. She's got a lot of speed, so laying down that bunt she's laying it down to get on base. It's not a sacrifice in this situation. She can fly down the baseline. Just a sophomore. She does lay down the bunt, but it's a foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Morgan Armstrong, the shortstop on deck, the catcher, Romrell, in the hole. And that one's taken for a ball.
2-2, the count.
Two count. Here's the pitch. Ball 3, full count. And struck her out looking. Called strike. There's been a lot of those in the game. And as a coach, that's your worst nightmare, is to have a girl go down looking. So Morgan Armstrong, the shortstop, for her second appearance in the game. She struck out looking to start the game. She takes strike 1, called strike, to start this at bat. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 1. I have a great view right now. Can't see the batter at all. Between the umpire and the first baseman.
The umpire moved for the camera, and now Jared, the announcer, can't see. It's fine.
Oh, is he in your way now?
It's okay.
Foul ball.
Sorry about that.
It's better. It's more important that you guys see than me. So foul ball. So for strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The other umpire told
Nobody
me to get
on,
off the
1
field.
out. And there's a pop fly, going to be a foul ball out of play over on the batting cage over there. So still, we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Morgan Armstrong at the plate. She struck out her first at bat. This her second appearance here in the top of the 3rd inning. Bears have made it all the way through their lineup now. And here's the pitch. And it's a ball in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out.
It is a beautiful day. My back
Yeah.
is burning.
It is a little. It's hard to see sometimes with the glare on the screens. And the line drive into left field. It's going to be a single, as it was well played by the left fielder. But there's a line drive single for Morgan Armstrong into left field, and now she's on base for Romrell, who reached in the first inning on a little pop fly. And with Armstrong's speed, I wouldn't be surprised if she's stealing right here. And she is called strike, and she's in easy. Ball goes into center field, but Armstrong will stay there. So Romrell took a pitch for her teammate. Now she's in scoring position, so if Romrell can find some grass, Armstrong could score. Armstrong standing down at second base now with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swing, pop fly. Armstrong going to have to tag up. This one might find some grass. It does, off the mitt of the center fielder for the air, and Armstrong is going to be stopped at third base.
Great hit. Outfielders lost it in the sun.
It's a bright, sunshiny day, and now runners at first and third with 1 out. And I believe this is Peyton Crockett at the plate. It is. She's playing center field today, and I'm sure she'll probably be first pitch taking so we can steal. And she swings on the first pitch. She's going to be safe. Nope. Out at first, but it scores a run. And she grounded out to the shortstop. But it does score a run, and Romrell is safe at second. So Fisher comes to the plate. Bears lead at 2-0, 2 out. A runner at second is Romrell. Romrell's the one that scored the first run of the game for the Bears. 2 outs now, swing and a miss for Fisher. Here's the pitch. And pop fly, it's going to be right back to the pitcher. She'll catch it for out number 3. But not before the Bears get a run and extend their lead now to 2-0. And we'll be back in. Do you have ads ready to play?
No, I do not.
Okay. I'm going to work on
I'll just read
doing
our
some
sponsors
editing
again. Sorry, I haven't figured out how to add the ads yet because I haven't had time to watch all the videos. So we'll get it. But special thanks to Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, our scoreboard sponsor. You can count on us to care. Visit blmhospital.com. Don't forget the new Bear Lake Clinic down in Garden City. They have physicians clinic as well as the urgent care. They also have a pharmacy there and physical therapy options. So if you live on the west side or south end of the lake, don't forget the Bear Lake Clinic, also an option for you. The 3-point, it's not the 3-point shot, but our Phillips 66 U Save, they are also sponsoring us today. And live to the full where your convenience is our pleasure. Jacobson Mountain Air for your heating and air conditioning for the Bear Lake Valley. It won't be long before you shut the heat off and you're able to turn the air on, hopefully. Get a hold of Justin Jacobson at Jacobson Mountain Air, 208-847-2665. Gunderson Ace Hardware, Ace, the helpful place located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily, northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drug, your drugstore, and a great deal more. We also have special thanks to Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to safety for the Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. And Gary H. Tusher, CPA, Stephen D. Hammond's Dental, Lenhart Distributing, and Flying S Title. All right, first pitch is, I'm not sure what he called.
All right, I was still looking at my rosters here. The batter is number 8, Anderson. And I think that one was a ball for sure.
So I think he's got 2.
2 balls, no strikes. And there's a called strike, so 2 balls, 1 strike. To Anderson, the number 9 hitter in the order, Brooklyn Crockett, the pitcher out there still. Here's the pitch, and that's ball 3, high and away. Crockett doesn't want to let the leadoff batter on, so let's see what she's got here. And ball 4, walked her. And the pitcher will be the batter. That's Mangum is her name. And she grounded out to the third baseman in her first at-bat. And she squares, fakes the bunt, takes ball 1. Batting from the left side of the plate. Runner on first, nobody out after the walk. Here's the pitch. She takes it high for ball 2. So Crockett struggling to get pitches, to get strikes in this inning. Has pitched just 1 strike out of 6 pitches. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Ball 3. So Crockett, who pitched 2 good innings to start, didn't allow any runs, only on 1 hit. Walks the first batter and is down 3-0 to the leadoff hitter, and she walks her. That one was not even close. All the way to the backstop. So now runners at first and second, nobody out. And the number 2 batter in the lineup coming to the plate. This is Levitt. And she squares to bunt, and it's foul. So there's a strike with runners at first and second. That's what you want to see from Crockett. Strike one. Bears looking to maintain their 2-run lead here in the bottom of the third. There's another foul ball swinging this time, so 0-2 is the count. So after walking the first two batters, 2 strikes on batter number 3 with no balls. Bears up 2-0, bottom of the third. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. She struck her out. That's what you want to do after allowing a couple base runners, is get the next girl out, and she does it on a strikeout. That brings Lane to the plate. Crockett gets the sign from a coach, comes to the plate, and deals just outside for ball 1. Just the 1 out, runners at first and second. Here's the pitch, ball 2. So she walked the first 2, struck out the third, and now she's down 2 balls, no strikes to batter number 4 of the inning. And there's a foul ball for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on. No runs in the game for the Snake River Panthers. They're looking to fight their way back in. It Bears lead it 2-0. Still a very tight ball game here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's the pitch, and it's low for ball 3. This is a pitch to come right out the batter. She's up 3 balls, 1 strike, and a lot likely to be swinging with a chance to load the bases with just 1 out. Crockett deals, and it's a pop fly into center field, left center field, and it's going to score a run, and maybe 2. They send her, but then she backs off to third base, so only 1 run scores on the double to left center field. So the 2 walks come back to haunt the Bears as 1 scores, 1's at third after the double. And so now with 2 runners in scoring position, just 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's all the way to the backstop for ball 1. This is Taylor batting for the Snake River Panthers. And she's up 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch in the dirt for ball 3. Here's the pitch, and I was 1 off. That was a ball, but there must have been a strike that I missed, so it's 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at second and third, and there's a called strike. Payoff pitch coming in a full count. A hit could break this game. Will give Snake River their first game lead of the game if they can put the ball in play right here. Bears would like to get out of the inning, and there's a foul ball out of play. So we'll do it again, still a full count. And the batter is Taylor. She's playing third base for Snake River today. Here's the pitch. Ball 4, and it's to the backstop. It's going to score a run and advance the runner to third. So now runners at first and third in a tie game. And a short visit to the mound here by the assistant coach, Casey Humphreys, going to go out and visit.
Okay.
So you
Sorry.
Lisa checking the broadcast, and you can hear
Yeah, somehow we got changed. We're on the soda.
are we on the wrong game?
Yeah, I don't know what we did, but anyway. It's working, I
So-
think, now. Sorry. I'm learning.
Yeah, this is so Nate decided to be a big boy and get a job down in Logan.
He
abandoned
left
us.
me
So
stranded here.
this is the first time Lisa's ever producing, and she's learning on the fly.
I do not know what I'm doing, so
So later, number 21, playing center field, is the batter. One out, runners at first and third. Tie game, 2 runs in the inning already. Here's the pitch, and it's a ground ball to the shortstop Armstrong. She's up with it over to first in time for the out, but it does score a run.
Snake River goes up 3-2 here in the third inning.
Two outs now as the Panthers take the 3-2 lead. And coming to the plate for Snake River is G. She takes ball 1. So Armstrong walked a couple of batters, and both of them came in to score. And then a 1 double. Everything else is a strikeout and a ground out. But this one's another ball 2. The walk's coming back to haunt the pitcher Crockett. It would be just a 1-run game right now, and the Bears would still be in the lead without those walks. Here's the ground ball right back to Crockett over to first, but it's offline, and that's going to score another run on the air. The bad throw should have ended the inning, and instead it will be a 2-run lead. So on the easy ground ball to the pitcher, she has an errant throw, and the Panthers still at the plate, and they've extended their lead. Swing and miss for strike 1. The batter now is Nash. Here's the pitch, and that one is going to hit her. So now runners at first and second with 2 out. In a 4-2 game, the Snake River Panthers in the lead. And Rogers coming to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Runners at first and second. The Panthers have batted around because the batter in the hole, it was the leadoff batter in the inning as ball 1 inside. Coming up next, if they get there, will be Anderson. She led off with a walk and then came around to score. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just outside for ball 2. Batter Rogers playing second base today, and she takes inside. Three 3-1 is the count. 2 on, runners at first and second. The 9th batter sent to the plate in the inning, and that's a called strike to load the count. 3-2 count. Anderson, the catcher who led off the inning, is on deck. And it's a walk. So bases are loaded. Anderson walked to start the inning, and she's now back at the plate. with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Called strike on the first pitch to Anderson. She came around to score after walking to lead off the inning. This is her second plate appearance of the inning here in the bottom of the third. And that one's low for ball 2. I'm ball 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Humphreys calling out the pitch. Crockett to the plate. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crockett with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Coming to the plate. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And struck her out looking to end the inning. Nice pitch there by Crockett to end the inning. And the Bears come up in the top of the 4th, trailing by 2, 4-2, after the big 4-run inning there by the Snake River Panthers, who took advantage of a couple of walks and an error to score 4. And they now lead the Bears by a score of 4-2 after 3 full innings. And Bears coming to the plate and need to get some runs on the board. Bears would like to get back in this one, get this win. This is a big one. Starting district play, the Bears would like to get the win. Don't want to start district play with a loss. They play in Marsh Valley on Friday. That one's another big one. And so the Bears would love to get back into this. Trailing here by a score of 4-2. Coming to the plate, the 5th batter in the Bear Lake rotation, that's Abby Humphreys. And Humphreys got out at her first plate appearance. And a swing and a miss for strike 1. This time up, leading off the inning. She's a sophomore playing third base. She also catches. Her and Romer kind of switch places between third base and catcher, take turns playing back there. Romerell's had a good day at the plate. Humphreys takes ball 1, so 1 ball, 1 strike.
Short memory, doesn't he? Standing right in the way again.
Young lineup for the Bears this year, just 2 seniors on the team. And that one's taken inside for ball 2, so 2 balls, 1 strike. Humphreys looking to lead off the inning, get on base, and get the Bears going here to start inning number 4. And she's going to foul that one off into the Snake River dugout. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the 4th inning in the first district game, in the first game we've been able to broadcast so far this year. They played 5 games down in St. George. We didn't go down there. And then last week at Shelley, the doubleheader, we didn't go there because the weather was horrible. And that one's in the dirt for ball 3, full count. So this is the first time we've been able to get out on the air. And we'll bring you the game in Marsh Valley on Friday. The boys' game that was scheduled for Soda Springs tomorrow got canceled. The fields are not ready yet. But we will have the doubleheader from Preston for the boys. It's the ground ball over to shortstop, up and in time. Humphreys out at first base after grounding out to the shortstop. It was a close play, but out at first. And that will bring up Brooklyn Pope. She's the center fielder in today's game. Here's the pitch. And called strike inside corner. Pope kind of backed out of it a little bit, thinking it was going to be inside pitch, and he called it a strike. Swing and a miss. So the center fielder for the Bears down 0-2. Here's the pitch, foul ball. Caught up to that one, but fouled it straight back. And she'll have another crack at it, down 0-2. She grounded out straight up the middle on her first at bat. This time she grounds up the middle for a base hit. So Pope gets on after the ground ball up the middle, just to the left of second base bag, or to the right, depending on which angle you're looking at it from, and into center field. So with one out, one on. And that brings up Bentley Price, the second baseman. And she struck out in her first at bat. And ground ball, bunt. It goes as a out at first, so sacrifice bunt.
Advances that runner.
Yeah, the runner made it to third. So Pope all the way over to third on the sacrifice.
Strike.
And that brings to the plate for the Bear Lake Bears, Brooklyn Crockett, the pitcher. And 1-1 is the count to her. Here's the pitch. Inside. Bears would like to get Pope home from third. She got herself on a single. She advanced to third on the sacrifice bunt by Price. Looking to get a run here. Crockett looking to help herself out from the plate. Here's the pitch. And it's to the backstop. Pope got a late start, but she's going to be safe at home. So Brooklyn Pope advances on the wild pitch and cuts it to a one-run game, 4-3. So Crockett would love to get on base here and start another rally, maybe tie this game up. 3 balls, 1 strike is the count, if I have the count right here. And the umpire visiting with the batter. I think he's telling her what to do if there's a runner coming from third, so she doesn't get called for interference. I'm guessing that's what he was doing right there. Crockett stands in. Here's the pitch in the dirt. That must have been ball 3. I think I was one pitch ahead.
That's ball 3.
So 3 balls, 1 strike. A walk would go a long way here. And that's exactly what's going to happen. High and inside. So Crockett down at first. Let's see, are they going to courtesy run for the pitcher? Yes, they are. Let's see who they bring out of the dugout. It's one of the freshmen. Let me look at the roster here.
Number 5.
Maddie Michael is the pitch runner. So now Taylor Clark, the speedy sophomore, at the plate. And Maddie Michael, the speedy freshman, pinch running over at first for the... And a steal. And she's going to get there easily.
That was great backup by the center fielder.
And Michael with the steal. And it was a strike on the pitch. So here's the 0-1 count. Swing and a fly ball into center field, and that's going to score Michael. She will round and score easily. So the single by Taylinda Clark. And that's why you put the speedster down at first base and get her to steal on that first pitch. She does not score on that if she's not already at second base. So the RBI for Taylinda Clark, and we're tied. So Morgan Armstrong, leadoff hitter and shortstop, the senior leader on this team, one of the senior leaders along with the pitcher Brooklyn Crockett at the plate. And she takes a strike. She was taking all the way, and Taylinda Clark gets the steal.
Coach says you were safe by a mile.
If you don't stop to watch.
Yeah.
But she was safe anyway. And now with one strike, Armstrong will try to bring her in. Here's the pitch. And it's a ground ball foul. So now with 2 down and 2 strikes, DeClark can be moving on the crack of the bat. She doesn't have to wait for a tag up. If this ball finds some grass, she should score easily. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And it's a high fly ball. If it finds grass, it's going to score a run, and it is caught in center field for out number 3. So the fly ball goes as an out, but the Bears do tie the game up in the top of the 4th. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th in a 4-4 game. And why we do that, let's thank Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, our scoreboard sponsor. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, count on us to care. Visit blmhospital.com. You say Phillips 66, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Jacobson Mountain Air, for your heating and air conditioning for the Bear Lake Valley, call 208-847-2665. Gunnarson's Ace Hardware, Ace, the helpful place, located in Montpelier, Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. Don't forget, Gary Tusher CPA, Stephen D. Hammonds Dental, Lenhart Distributing, and Flying S Title for all your title needs. There you go. There's our sponsors. Thank you to them for bringing you these video broadcasts. We'll be getting you baseball, a doubleheader from Preston on Saturday, another softball game from Marsh Valley on Friday. And if you're expecting a baseball game tomorrow from Soda Springs, that game had to be canceled. Their field is not ready, despite the beautiful weather this week. They just didn't feel like the field would be ready, so we canceled that game. But we'll get you some baseball action. They've got a win. Pocatello's JV. Bear Lake beat the Pocatello's JV last week, so they're looking to continue their momentum. Baseball gets a little bit later start than softball, so softball is already several games into the season. They've played softball. This is game number 8. Baseball, it'll be just game number 3 for them. They played at Shelley. They played at Pocatello. And now they'll play at Preston on Saturday. Crockett deals, swing and a miss. And this is the pitcher. So pitcher versus pitcher right here in the bottom of the 4th inning in a tie game. This is Mangum at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing, foul ball, strike 2. So great start to the inning this so far for Crockett. She walked the first 2 batters to start the last inning, which led to the beginning of that 4-run rally. She's got 2 strikes on the first batter here to start this inning. And then a fly ball to left field. Up with it is Crockett, and it's going to go as a single. So a leadoff single on a line drive to left field for Mangum. And that brings the center fielder to the plate. This is Levitt. And ball 1 to her. I believe.
I think he called it a strike.
Did he? Oh, he did call it a strike.
Yeah, it was a strike.
Yeah. There you go.
And a swing and a miss. And I'll tell you, when Romerell threw out the first person that tried to steal in the game, and they have not attempted to steal since. And that has done a lot for the Bear Lake Bears. So 2 strikes. And there's a ball. Ball 1 high. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner at first. That was leadoff batter Mangum. This is the center fielder Levitt, who ended the inning by catching that fly ball off Armstrong's bat. And now another ball. That one's a little outside for ball 2. Not a bad pitch placement with 2 strikes. You had a pitch to play with there. That was the outside corner, hoping to get her to offer it something she probably couldn't have hit. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball. It's going to be a slow roller to the second baseman Price. Up with it in time. Out at first. That does advance the runner. So Bentley Price with the nice play, flipping it over to Saxton for the out, but it does advance the runner to scoring position at second place. And that will bring to the plate Lane, who's playing right field today. The number 3 hitter in the lineup. She's 1 for 2 on the game. She had the double that scored 2 runs. They scored 1 run, and then she eventually came around to score a run as well in that inning. She takes ball 1, so she hit the right center field gap on her last at bat to score the run and get herself to second. She takes ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. That's a runner down at second and Mangum standing down there at second. The pitcher, Crockett, comes to the plate. And ball 3 and attempted steal. She's going to be out. Yes, she is.
Yep.
Romerell picks her off.
Great hustle.
And she got a little bit of a late start. Romerell bobbled the ball. And Mangum went. And now the bases are empty with 2 outs. So now you got room to pitch around. And that's exactly what happens. She pitches ball 4 to her, but that's okay. Great hitter up there that had a double last time. Trots down to first, but she's the only one on with 2 outs. And now you go to the shortstop for the Snake River Panthers. And this is Taylor playing shortstop today. She takes low for ball 1. So the Bears have picked off Mangum twice in the game. She tried to steal second, was thrown out. She tried to steal third, was thrown out. Romerell doing well back there behind the plate. Here's the pitch, and it's a ball outside. So now, after getting the first 2 batters out, Crockett starting to struggle to find the strike zone. There's a hard ground ball to the gap. It's going to go to left field. Crockett up with it quickly. So it's just a single. And runners now at first and second, but 2 out here in the bottom of the 4th. Tie ball game. Crockett comes to the plate, and that's high for ball 1. So the left fielder at the plate. This is Later, and a foul ball for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out in a tie game, 4-4. Bears had the 2-0 lead. The Snake took the lead 4-2. Bears tied it up. And now the ground ball to third. Humphreys comes up with it, steps on the plate, and that will end the inning. Great play by Humphreys over there to get the out. And that'll end the inning. And after 4 complete innings, we're tied at 4. And because we're still working on getting the video ads up and going, we'll just tell you who our sponsors are. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. Count on us to care. Visit blmhealthcare.com. Phillips 66 U Save. Live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure.
Jacobson Mountain Air, heating and air conditioning for the Bear Lake Valley. Give them a call at 208-847-2665.
Gunderson's Ace Hardware, Ace, the helpful place located in Montpelier.
Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How.
Northern Title, good deeds done daily.
Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more.
And Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet.
Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com.
Gary Tusher CPA, Stephen D. Hamlin's, that's Mountain Valley Dental, Lenhart Distributing, and Flying S Title are other sponsors. And thank you to them for sponsoring these games so we can bring them to you. And I promise the broadcast will get better. It's gotten better as this game's gone on.
Hey, I'm learning as we go.
It wasn't just you. I didn't have the lineup. I was still getting names in there, struggled.
We shouldn't still be in basketball mode, but we are, I guess. We'll be ready by Friday.
So the Bears,
Cross your fingers.
In a tie game, 4-4, trying to retake the lead here in the top of the fifth inning. This has been a fun ball game so far, very competitive. And Romrell, who's had a good day at the plate, she's 1 for 2. One of those that she reached on was an error. Let's see what she can get herself back on. She's been on base twice in the game. Here's the pitch, and it's behind her. You wear that one.
Yeah.
You got to wear that one. You don't step out of the way. You let it hit you.
It's like that YouTube video or that, I don't know, TikTok video of the kid standing on second base as his teammate steps out of the way and he's screaming, "Let the ball hit you."
And it's easy for us to say, sitting over here in the comfort and safety, is ground out to first.
Not getting hit
I didn't
by
ground
a
out to second.
60-mile-per-hour ball in the back, right? Oops.
So Romrell out at first after the ground ball to the second baseman. And that will bring Peyton Crockett, who has led the Bears in hitting to this point in the season, will come to the plate with one out and nobody on. And first pitch swinging, it's going to be a foul ball just outside of third base. That's one that you almost wish it would have been fair, because if she comes up with it, that's a long throw, and Crockett's likely going to leg that one out. But
her legs are each 6 foot long. So.
And there's a pop fly into shallow center field for out number 2. So after starting a little shaky out there in center field, last couple hits out there have been outs. And Lindsay Fisher is the batter. She is the cleanup hitter for the Bears. She's 0 for 2 on the day. She pop flied back to the pitcher and flew to center field. And strike one after the swing and a miss, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Like I said, I kind of blocked from my view. And that one's behind her. And she ducked out of the way. Again! If she gets on base, she'll be okay. If not. Yeah, and like I said, it's easy for us to say out here, but that was always my philosophy when I was coaching is, hey, girls, you look good in yellow. Wear that pitch. It's a free base. And a ground ball back to the pitcher. She comes up with it. Throw is high, and she's safe.
Yeah. The girl had to jump to catch the ball, and her foot was off the bag.
So the throwing error on the pitcher, and that brings Abby Humphreys to the plate. And I believe Abby hit safely her last at bat. If I recall, she'll be the batter here. And it's high for ball 1. So after the error, the Bears have a base runner that they'd love to move around the base paths and take the lead back here in the top of the 5th inning. Humphreys, the sophomore, takes inside. Ball 2. And I guess if I look, I can mostly see the scoreboard over there. I guess I shouldn't have been guessing on some of these counts. Foul ball. We're learning. It's early in the season. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Runner down at first in the form of Fisher, who reached on the error. Here's the pitch. Called strike. That evens the count at 2 with 2 outs. Top of the zone there for that strike. Here we go. And a hard ground ball to the third baseman. She comes up with it and over to first in time for out number 3. So the Bears get a runner on an error, but can't move her. And after 4.5 innings, we're still tied at 4 as the Bears can't retake the lead. And looking for another scoreless inning here for the Bear Lake Bears defense. They'd love to get up to the plate still in a tie game here in this first game of the district tournament. District play, not tournament time. And it looks like Brooklyn Crockett is going to go back out there to pitch here in the bottom of the 5th. And due up is the number 6 batter in the order for the Snake River Panthers. That is number 97, Nash. She is the third baseman. And on the day, she struck out and grounded out. Grounded back to the pitcher, but reached on an error. That was the throwing error that allowed a run. It would have been out number 3. Instead, a run scored, and the inning continued. So she struck out and grounded back to the pitcher so far in the game. Crockett pitching her 5th inning of work here. She's had her up and downs. The 3rd inning wasn't so great for her. The 4th inning was pretty good. That was the only inning she gave up any runs. That one's a little low. I believe they called it a ball. Here's the pitch. And a ground ball. Back to shortstop Armstrong. She can't come up with it. So for the second time in the game, Nash reaches on an error. And that brings up Rogers. She has doubled to center field and was hit by a pitch. First pitch is a foul, so with nobody out and a runner at first base, the batter is Rogers. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch and a foul ball again. 0-2. So Crockett, after struggling in that 1 inning, has thrown pretty well since then. And it's a tie game, 4-4. Crockett toes the rubber. Looks at her wristband to get the call. And she's going to come to the plate. Swing and a miss. Struck her out for out number 1. Coming to the plate now is the third baseman. She is 0 for 2 on the day. 0 for 1 on the day. She grounded out to the third baseman and walked. Actually, this is Rogers. Nash was the last one, and a swing and a miss.
1-1, the count.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner at first. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Called strike, nice pitch, right on the outside corner. So quickly ahead in the order is the pitcher, Brooklyn Crockett, the senior. Gets set. And Rogers is tying her shoe. So here's the pitch. And that's a pop fly, foul ball, out of play. So we'll do it again. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out.
2 strikes.
2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 on, 1 out. Rogers hitting from the left side of the plate. Swing and a miss, struck her out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Crockett as she's starting to find her groove here in the bottom of the 5th. After giving up the first batter of the inning reached on an error. And this is the catcher at the plate. She walked and struck out so far in the game. She takes strike 1. So now with 2 outs and the runner at first. And Rommel, the catcher, has done a good job of keeping these Snake River Panthers glued to first base with the swing and a miss.
Great pitch.
She's thrown out the only 2 attempted steals, both by Mangum, one going to second, the other one going to third. And struck her out. 3 batters in a row struck out by Brooklyn Crockett. And the Bears will go to the top of the 6th. Still tied at 4. And coming up will be Brooklyn Pope. She reached on a single her last at-bat. And she grounded out and then grounded up the middle for a single. Let's hope she can keep it going here in the top of the 6th inning. Bears would love to get a few people on base, get back to the top of the order. It's Pope, then Price. Price had a sacrifice bunt that advanced Pope all the way to third base, and Pope eventually scored in that inning, which led to the Bears getting back in it. That was run number 3. They scored another run later in the inning to tie it up. So Brooklyn Pope looking to get back on base to start the inning off. Let's thank our sponsors. Our scoreboard sponsor for this game and every game, Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. Count on us to care. Visit blmhospital.com.
You save Phillips 66. Live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure.
And Jacobson Mountain Air Heating, almost done for the year, and air conditioning in the Bear Lake Valley. Contact them at 208-847-2665.
Gunderson Ace Hardware. Ace, the helpful place, located in Montpelier.
Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How.
Northern Title, good deeds done daily, northerntitle.net.
Bear Lake Drug, a drugstore, and a great deal more.
Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet.
Simplot, committed to safety for the Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com.
And our mentions, Gary Tusher, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental, that's Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing, and Flying S Title. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
And a swing and a miss by Pope for strike 1. Leadoff batter here in the top of the 6th inning in a 4-4 ball game. She takes ball 2 high. So Mangum, the lefty, has gone all the way for the Panthers in this one, as well as Crockett going all the way for the Bears. Both have pitched 5 innings. Here we are on the top of the 6th, and a foul ball off the bat of Pope, who's grounded it hard up the middle twice, once for an out, once for a single. And she's up there again in her 3rd at-bat of the game, trying to lead off the inning and get the Bears in business as they try to retake the lead. And swing and a miss, but the ball's in the dirt, and she's going to be safe at first.
Oh.
So a drop, 3rd strike, and she reaches, and the leadoff batter's on board. That was a bang-bang play as the first baseman had to go up high to get it. I almost thought she got her.
I thought she got her too, but hey.
The umpire's a lot closer to everything than I am, so we'll take it. Price last time laid down the sacrifice bunt that advanced Pope to 3rd. Let's see if that's the play again here for the Bears. And no, it's just going to be a straight steal. The pitch is outside, and it's going to be ball 1, and Pope advancing to 2nd on the steal without a throw. Great play there. So 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at 2nd. nobody out here in the top of the sixth. The Bears try to retake the lead. Price looks at ball 2. So Coach Humphreys down at first saying, hey, BP, Brooklyn Pope, take a
Play
bigger
bigger.
lead.
Yep, go bigger.
Called strike for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike on the inside corner. Price would love to score her teammate, Brooklyn Pope, who's down at first, and that one's foul. That would have been ball 3. It was in the top of the zone, but she fouls it off back. A little anxious to get a hit there. Those are the hard pitches to lay off. And Bentley will step back in. She's got some speed as well, if she can get on there. This Bear Lake team, they are speedy. Lots of stolen bases in the game. And not a single stolen base for Snake River. Several stolen bases for the Bear Lake Bears. The Bears' base running has been good. And there's a single to right field for Price, and Pope had to wait for it, but she's going to advance because a bad throw from the right fielder. So the little pop fly single to right field will score the run for from second, as the throw was off the line. And the Bears retake the lead at 5-4 with a runner at second, nobody out, and a visit to the mound by the coach from Snake River. And Pope had to tag up. She thought that ball might be caught, so she kind of got a late start. But the right fielder missed her cutoff and threw it between everybody and rolled over to the backstop. Pope rounded third and scored easily without a play. Bentley Price traded her places, standing at second. And Brooklyn Crockett, the pitcher, is looking to help herself out here. She reached on a walk her last at bat, and then the pinch runner, the courtesy runner that came in for her, eventually came around to score, and that was the tying run. So Crockett looking to help herself out. She has a strikeout and a walk on the game in her 2 plate appearances, and if she can get a bat on the ball here, she could give the Bears the 2-run lead. They're up by 1, 5-4, top of the 6th. After Price gets the single and the throwing error, scores a run. So Mangum comes to the plate. Crockett takes low for ball 1. Price retreats to second base. Makes it dangerous for the defense when you have runners in scoring position, because a ball to the backstop or in the dirt long enough advances the run down to third. And that one outside for ball 2.
A lot of pressure on a pitcher.
So
They feel it more than anybody, I think.
Mangum trying to get the ball a little bit dirty. She puts it in the dirt. That's a big difference between baseball and softball. You do that in baseball.
Yeah.
Doesn't go over so well with the umpire. Here's the pitch and a swing and a miss. That was the trick. She couldn't get the grip.
Yeah.
Rubbed it in the dirt a little bit and is able to get the strike on the swing and a miss. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. And ball 3, that was just low. She threw the drop ball and it started out too low, so when it dropped, it was out of the zone. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Runner at second, nobody out. Bears have already scored a run in the inning on the single by Price. And the foul ball in the dirt to the backstop. So the count is full. The batter is the pitcher for the Bear Lake Bears, Brooklyn Crockett. She pitched all 5 innings so far. And she's looking to deal right here. Crockett would love to get herself back in the lead, and she's going to walk down to first base. That one was high out of the zone. So now runners at first and second. I'm sure Maddie Michael will come in to pinch run, courtesy run again for Crockett.
No outs.
And now runners at first and second. Taylinda Clark at the plate, and she hit a single to center field last at bat. She'd love to do that again, as that scored a run and gave the Bears a lead and tied the game up. She squares to bunt, leaves it in the dirt, but it gets to the backstop, so I think it's a called strike. We'll call it a swing and a miss technically.
I think they called
Oh,
it
they
a
called it a
ball.
ball.
We can't guess.
So she must not have offered at it enough for him to.
Well, our runners did advance, so it couldn't have been a tip.
Yeah, well, she did. They didn't call it a swing, so now this ball 2. So runners at second and third, nobody out. 2 balls, no strikes, no outs. And Taylor Clark, who's already got an RBI single in this game, is going to advance on the hit by pitch. So bases are loaded for the senior shortstop, Morgan Armstrong. And you know Morgan would love to get a hold of one here. A hit here could and should completely change this game, as it would score potentially multiple runs. Maddie Michael, the freshman speedster, is the runner at second. Brooklyn Pope is the runner. No, Bentley Price, sorry, is the runner down at third. And Squeakers, as we called her, has got some speed. And Taylor Clark at first is probably the fastest girl on the team. So lots of speed on the base pass, and a power hitter at the plate in leadoff hitter, shortstop, senior Morgan Armstrong. She is 1 for 3 on the day, and a swing and a miss. She really wanted that one. She has a single to left field, a fly out to center, and a strikeout on the game. Swing and a miss on the first one. That was one of those I'm going to end this game right here swings. And that one's in the dirt, and no runners going. That's one, if she would have had a big leadoff, Bentley may have scored, but coach kept her there. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, bases full of Bears, and Morgan Armstrong, the senior, at the plate. Mangum delivers, swing and a miss. That was a good pitch. That was that drop ball again. This time Armstrong offered at it and dropped out of the zone. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, bases loaded. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. And a hard ground ball. It's going to be in time to get the out at third. Sorry, out at third, but a run does score. So the hard ground ball gets an out.
Did they give him the score, or did they get the out at home?
No, they gave him the score at home because it was no longer a force. As soon as she got the out at first, it's no longer a force, so she would have had to tag her. She didn't tag her, so the Bears take the 2-run lead. It's now 6-4. And Romrell, who's had a great hitting day, she's been on base twice. Once was reached on an error. She also had a pop fly, and she takes ball 1. So now Armstrong, the runner at first, DeClark, the runner at second, probably the 2 fastest runners on the team. And Romrell, who's made good contact today at the plate. Bears up by 2, 6-4, only 1 out. Here's the pitch, high for ball 2. Both runners have big leads, but retreat back to their base. And Romrell looking to give the Bears the lead. She's had a great day behind the plate, too. And high for ball 3. Really no place to put her with already 2 Bears on the bases, already 2 runs scored in the inning. And the pitcher Mangum in a hole, 3-0. Bears would love to get a couple more runs at least this inning with the 2-run lead. Ball 4, bases packed full of Bears. And the batter that's probably been the best batter to this point in the season for Bear Lake at the plate. She's 0 for 3 today. 2 hard ground balls and a fly ball, all to the left side. But no place to put her. You got to come at her. And Peyton Crockett, the left fielder for the Bears, at the plate, and a lot of speed on the base pass. At least at second and third. Romrell, decent runner, down at first. Oh, called strike. It was up in the zone, but the zone's pretty high when it's Peyton Crockett at the plate, so called strike. Peyton's close to 6 foot, I'd say 5'10". Mm-hmm. And a great athlete. Obviously, he got a state championship in basketball and was on the team that was runner-up. Fly ball to center It was an infield fly, so the batter's out, but it was dropped. And the runners all advance. And so it still is not really an RBI, but all the runners advance, another run scores. As there was some mix-up and nobody went for the ball and it falls. So Crockett's out because of infield fly rule. And a called strike now on Fisher.
On a changeup.
So the Bears have scored 3 runs in the inning, 2 outs now, but Fisher with a chance, the cleanup hitter, to break this game open. The Bears up by 3. Ball outside. And with Armstrong, the savvy senior, down at third, a pitch to the backstop. She probably is going to score. Mangum has gone all the way. And that one's hit hard but foul. Nearly took out Armstrong down there going at third base. And Fisher really got around on that one, but it's foul ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, runners at second and third. Bears have scored 3 in the inning. They'd love to break this one open with a hit right here. Fisher is the the designated hitter today. And she swings and misses, strike 3, third out. That'll end the inning, but not before the Bears score 3 and take the 3-run lead, 7-4, going into the bottom of the 6th. And the leadoff hitter, Mangum, the pitcher, who is got a single and a walk and was reached on an error. So she's been on base all 3 times, but she's been thrown out twice trying to steal in her 3 at-bats. She did come around to score 1 of the runs in that big 4-run 4th inning for the 4-run 3rd inning for the Snake River Panthers. And let's just thank our sponsors here between innings. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. You can count on them to care. They just had their 75th anniversary/birthday for the hospital. And it's Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare because if you don't know, they've opened their clinic up in Garden City now. So you can get the urgent care down there in Garden City, as well as Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the skilled nursing facility, the Manor, Bear Lake Manor, all part of Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare. And you can count on them to care. Visit them at blmhospital.com, and they bring you our scoreboard each and every game. You say Phillips 66, live to the full, where your convenience is our pleasure. Coach Quinn Pope, the head coach of the Bear Lake softball team, and go in and say thank you to him at You Say Phillips 66. Jacobson Mountain Air for your heating and air conditioning needs in the Bear Lake Valley. Get a hold of Jacobson Mountain Air. Call them at 208-847-2665. Gunderson's Ace Hardware, Ace the helpful place, located in Montpelier. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drug at Drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. And Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit Simplot.com. Don't forget Gary Tucher, CPA, Mountain Valley Dental, that's Stephen D. Hammonds, Lenhart Distributing, and Flying S Title. Thank you to all of our sponsors that make it possible for us to bring you the softball games and baseball games this season. And Brooklyn Crockett back out there. She had the one shaky inning in inning number 3. She's gone the whole way, and she starts this one off with a swing and a miss. And she did herself a favor by getting on base a couple times in the game as well. So the senior, Crockett, still dealing out there in a 7-4 game. And that one's inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody on, nobody out. Leadoff hitter, Mangum, the pitcher, here leading off the 6th inning. And that one's going to be a foul ball out of play down the first baseline. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter, Mangum, here in the top of the 6th. It's been a back and forth game. The Bears led it 2-0. Snake River took the lead 4-2 on a ball. And the Bears retook the lead. Well, tied it up at 4-4, then retook the lead at 7-4 a couple innings later. And here we are on the top of the sixth with the Panthers trying to fight back. 2-2 count. Ball 3, full count. So here we go. Payoff pitch. Coming from Crockett to her counterpart. And we'll do it again because it's fouled off back to the backstop. So 2-3 still a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mangum, the lefty, she doesn't slap or bunt much. She tried once. It was a called strike. She's just swinging away up there. Has been on base 3 times, a couple times because of error. And she struck out. Swing and a miss. Peyton Crockett, who struggled to find the zone in the 4th inning, but after a visit from her coach, Casey Humphreys, she's settled in and has pitched well. And she struck out 3 in a row to end the 1 inning, and she starts this inning out with a strikeout. And now a first pitch swinging. It's a fly ball to left field. Peyton Crockett runs it down. So 1 pitch out on the second batter of the inning. So now with nobody on and 2 out. It's the right fielder up next. She has a double. And other than that, she struck out and walked. Here's the pitch. And it's a pop fly, foul ball. So the Bears lead at 7-4. They have 1 more at bat. Unless we go to extra innings coming up for the Bears. They have the 3-run lead. And now there are 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Nobody on for the Panthers. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. Nope, sorry, that wasn't ball 2. The first one was just a foul ball. So that's 1 ball, 1 strike with nobody out and nobody on. Crockett comes to the plate. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So Crockett ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bases empty. Crockett would love to end this inning right here. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. It's been a good inning for the Bear Lake Bears. They scored 3 runs in the top of the inning to retake the lead at 7-4. And then so far, 2 quick outs in the bottom half of the inning and a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Here's the pitch. And it's a pop fly. It's going to drop into center field off the mid of Pope. She just didn't quite get there. And she'll reach on the air. And this brings up the shortstop. And she has a single, a walk, and a strikeout in the game. So with 2 out, runner at first. Bears looking to get out of the inning, maintaining that 3-run lead. Here's the pitch. It's low. Romerell does a great job behind the plate of coming up quickly and not allowing those runners much space. She's already thrown out 2 runners in the game. Crockett's pitch. Called strike. Nice pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on after the error in center field by Pope. Had a long run, just about got to it, but didn't quite get it in her glove. And drop by Romerell, and kind of a stolen base. That one took forever. She kind of danced. And Romerell thought she was going to go back, and eventually she gets the steal. So now runner at third in scoring position. Still 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 strike. And that's going to be out number 3. A line drive right into the glove of the center fielder, Brooklyn Pope. So she redeems herself by getting the out. No harm done on the air as the Snake River Panthers leave a runner stranded, and the Bear Lake Bears come to the plate in the top of the 7th inning with the 3-run lead, 7-4. One sketchy inning for the Bears allowed those 4 runs. Since then, other than that Brooklyn Crockett has been great in the circle for the Bears, only allowing that 4 runs in the 1 inning. And the Bears have scored 7 on the other side of things. Coming to the plate for Bear Lake in the top of the 7th will be Abby Humphreys, who's hit 2 hard ground balls to third base in the game. And she's hoping to get one through the gap. She'd love to get herself on base, be able to start the Bears off with a base runner to start the 7th inning. Let's thank our sponsors. We'll have the video commercials going eventually, but this is, as we've said, Lisa's first game producing as Nate decided to be a big boy and move to Logan and get himself a real job. Sorry that he had to do that to us all, but good for him. Congratulations, Nate, actually. And so Lisa's learning this on the fly, but not going too badly. But we will thank our sponsors the verbal way. Bear Lake Memorial Healthcare, count on us to care. You say Phillips 66, live to the full. And Jacobson Mountain Air Heating and Air Conditioning for the Bear Lake Valley. Call 208-847-2665. Gunderson's Ace Hardware, Ace, the helpful place, located in Montpelier, Napa. Napa Auto Parts, that's Napa Know-How. That was no pitch. The umpire wasn't ready, so that pitch doesn't count. Northern Title, good deeds done daily. Visit them at northerntitle.net. Bear Lake Drugstore, and a great deal more. Bear Lake Dental Care, where kindness and dentistry meet. And here's the first pitch. That one's low and in the dirt for ball 1. Simplot, committed to safety for their Bear Lake Valley employees and their families. Visit simplot.com. Don't forget, Gary Tusher CPA, Stephen D. Hammonds, that's Mountain Valley Dental, Lenhart Distributing, and Flying as Title. And called strike on the inside corner on the second pitch. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out, nobody on. Top of the 7th inning in a 7-4 ball game. The Bears in the lead. And foul ball back out of play. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Humphreys. She's put the ball in play a couple times, but has not been able to find her way onto the base pass as of yet. Sophomore playing third base today. She's had a couple good defensive plays over there. Oh, she gets a hold of that one. That's going to be to the fence. She'll trot down to second base with a double. Lead-off double for Abby Humphreys. And that, just to tell you, if that's in Bear Lake, that's gone. This is a much deeper fence than in Bear Lake, and that would have been gone in Bear Lake. But a lead-off double for the sophomore. And now coming to the plate, Brooklyn Pope. She's had herself an okay day at the plate. She's reached base. She had a hard ground ball, singled, and then reached on a dropped third strike. So she's been on base twice. She's 1 for 3, but has reached base a couple times. She takes ball 1 outside. Humphreys will trot on back to second base after that leadoff double. And wow, she roped that. That's the hardest hit by any player in the game today on either team, for sure. And inside for ball 2. So Pope up in the count, 2-0. Mangum would love to get out of the inning, only trailing by 3 to give her team a chance to fight back into this one. But the leadoff runner down to second in the form of Abby Humphreys. And Pope, ground ball right up the middle. And she's not going to get her at first as the shortstop knocked it down.
Wise decision by the shortstop to hang on to the ball. She fumbled it just a little bit, so not able to pick it up and throw it in time, but made the choice to hold on rather than let the Abby Humphreys advance another base from second to third.
So Bentley Price now at the plate with runners at first and second and nobody out. And that's one you could almost call a fielder's choice because she did decide not to throw it after the initial bobble, but I think Pope probably would have beat it out. Ball 1 outside. Great stop there by the catcher, as if that one gets past her, both runners would have advanced easily. She shuffled herself to the outside of the box and brought that one in. So the first two batters of the inning are on base, nobody out. And Price, grounds it over to third and dropped at first base. So it will be the leadoff runner is out in the form of Humphreys after the ground ball right to third, but she's unable to turn the double play as the ball was in the dirt over there. So still runners at first and second, but now 2 outs. And Crockett, the pitcher, at the plate. She's been on base twice with walks. So she's 0 for 1 in the game. Swing and a miss. Foul ball, though. Just barely got a piece of it. And she doesn't touch that one. The runners advance because it went to the backstop. And it didn't go to the backstop because it was fouled. Because she barely even touched it. Kind of unlucky to have a foul ball on that one. And foul ball number 2. So she's quickly down 0-2. Mangum in a good spot to maybe give yourself a chance to get out of this inning without giving up any runs after a leadoff double to Humphreys, and then the fielder's choice. First 2 batters reach base, and ground ball, foul ball down the third base line. If she could get Crockett here, it'd go a long way to getting out of the inning with only the 3-run deficit, as the Bears do lead at 7-4, and the Snake River Panthers looking to keep it that way. Just 1 out. There are runners at first and second, but no balls, 2 strikes to Crockett. And she grounds it back to the pitcher. She goes to her knees to bring it up, but only can get the out at first. So the runners do advance on the slow-rolling ground ball, almost a swinging bunt. Back to the pitcher, Mangum. So now runners at second and third, and coming to the plate, DeClark. She has got a hit today. She had that fly ball to center field. She was hit by a pitch, and she struck out. DeClark can do some damage here with the bat, with the hit. And she takes ball 1 high. She's one of those that she puts the ball in play. If it doesn't get caught in the air, she's likely going to be safe at first because she flies down that baseline. This is a situation even with 2 outs. You might consider even bunting her. She's so fast. But she's swinging away, swinging a miss. She does have that fly ball, single to center field already in the game. One of those right here would break this game open. It would likely score 2 runs because with 2 out, the runners are going on the swing. And that one's outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Pope down at third. Price down at second. BP1, BP2. And the sophomore DeClark at the plate. Low. Ball 3. She's already walked once. You don't want to walk the speed, especially when you bring up the leadoff hitter in Armstrong next. So look for Mangum to attack right here, and she walks her. So great at bat again for DeClark. Now with a lot of speed and those 3 runners out there, and the leadoff hitter in the form of the senior shortstop, Morgan Armstrong, coming to the plate. This is a battle. Mangum needs an out. Armstrong could break this game open with 1 swing of the bat, and she's very capable of doing it. She's 1 for 4 on the day. And she pops that one up. It's going to be right back to the pitcher, and she's going to be out to end the inning. Just got out in front of it, and that'll end the inning. So Armstrong a little bit too anxious, swung a little early, and she's out on the pop fly, and we'll go to the bottom of the 7th, but the Bears have the 3-run cushion. Crockett has pitched well. And let's see, it looks like she will trot back out there for the 7th inning. She had the one shaky inning where she led off with a couple walks, and they eventually scored 4. The other 5 innings that she's pitched have been scoreless, and she's had several strikeouts in the most recent innings. Crockett would love to end the game right here. 3 outs is all she needs, and we're looking at the bottom of the lineup. The 5, 6, 7 hitters due up, starting with the left fielder. She is 0 for the day. She's popped out to the third base and grounded out to the third baseman twice. So on the game, everything's gone to the left side, and this is number 21, Later. She's playing left field, And she's batting here, leading off in a 7-4 ball game with the Bears in the lead. On deck is Nash. And Nash on the day has struck out and hit 2 ground balls right up the middle. She reached on an error both times, so she's been on base twice, but yet to hit safely. So the Bears would love to make it 0 for 4 for her on the day. And then that would bring up G. She's in the hole. And on the day, she has doubled and was hit by a pitch and then struck out. So strike 1 on the swing and the miss to start the at-bat. And that one's high for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if you see something that I say differently from what I said, from what you saw, I'm blocked by the first baseman and the umpire, so sometimes I guess. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, that time for sure. I saw that one. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, and the Panthers need base runners. They are down by 3. And that one's outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still got 1 pitch to work with here for Crockett. She doesn't have to give her anything hittable on this one. She can still try to get her to chase. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled right back off the catcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll do it again as the foul tip keeps her alive. This one's likely headed over towards Humphreys on third base if she gets hold of it. Everything's gone to the left side so far today. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Crockett, and it's foul ball back down in the dirt. We'll keep that 2-2 count. Crockett still in a good position. Got a pitch to work with here. And got some runs to work with, so you don't have to give her anything easy. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the 7th inning. And there's a pop fly, and it's going to go to right center field, and going to keep her at first base. It's a little lazy fly ball, single to right center field. DeClark keeps her to 1 base. But there is a runner now on first. And nobody out here in a 7-4 ball game. Bottom of the 7th inning. Swing and a miss for the first strike. And again, one of the best weapons the Bears have right now is Romerell's arm behind the plate. She has not let them get good leads. She has thrown out the only 2 batters that tried to steal on her. That keeps them close. And swing and a miss for strike 2. Great start to this at-bat for the pitcher, Brooklyn Crockett, the senior, looking to get the complete game win if she can end this one. Nobody out, 1 runner. That's after the leadoff single. She's still down at first. Here's the pitch, and it's a foul ball. So the runner will have to trot back to first base, and we'll still do it again, 0-2. That was a changeup that she just got enough of to knock it into the dirt for the foul ball. Nice pitch there by Crockett. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Nash. Foul ball again, out of play down the first base line. So we'll do it again. Still 0-2. Good battle going on. Crockett gets set. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. She struck her out. And nearly had to strike him out, throw him out, double play, but the runner retreats back to first. So 1 down. The runner really doesn't matter a whole lot with the 2-run cushion here. You want to focus on the batters. Crockett comes to the plate. Called strike. Nice pitch. Crockett has found her groove after giving up those 4 runs in the 3rd inning on a couple of walks and an error. She's found her groove and is throwing well. Called strike.
Yeah, pretty pitch.
Beautiful pitch. Now she's got some pitches to work with. She can afford to play around the outside edges of the plate. Doesn't have to come right at her with a 2-strike lead. 0-2 is your count. 1 out, 1 on. Here's the pitch. In the dirt for strike 3. Batter is out because the drop third strike doesn't matter if the base is occupied. So the swing and a miss. The runner does advance to second because the ball was in the dirt and she was stealing with 2 strikes. But it doesn't matter for the batter. She was out. So now the Bears have 2 down and a 3-run cushion. And the second baseman at the plate, ball 1. In the game, she has grounded out, walked, and struck out. The number 9 hitter in the order. The lefty at the plate trying to keep the Panthers alive. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Crockett throwing hard. This is probably the hardest she's thrown. A little bit of confidence right here in this 7th inning with 2 outs. She's gone 6 2/3 already. 1 out from getting the win. That one's in the dirt for ball 2. Great stop by Romrell to keep the runner at second, because even though the Bears have the 3-run cushion with 2 outs, they still would love nothing more than to end this game without it going to that, even getting 1 run in. And here's a fly ball. It's going to be foul down the third base line. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bottom of the 7th, Bears 1 strike away from getting the win in the district play to start their district season against the Snake River Panthers on the road. Crockett has gone all the way. 1 shaky inning. Other than that, she has thrown well. Here we go. That's going to end the game. Cold strike! Outside corner, right down the belt high pitch. Great pitch by Brooklyn Crockett. And she is going to end the game. And the Bears are going to pick up the win, 7-4. They had to fight hard. They took the lead early, led it 2-0, fell behind 4-2 after the shaky 3rd inning. But they were able to then come from behind and win the game. Bear Lake Bears win it by a score of 7-4. Romrell had a great game behind the plate, had a great game at the plate, and lots of Bears contributed. Brooklyn Crockett pitched 7 innings, 6 of them very solid with several strikeouts. And in fact, let me get back in and look at her stats. This is unofficial because I was definitely struggling there for a minute. I had her for 12 strikeouts. In a 7-inning game, there's only 21 outs. 12 of them were via the strikeout for Brooklyn Crockett. So she had herself a great game and gets the win. And let's go to hitting. Nobody had more than 1 hit. Armstrong had a hit. Romrell had a hit, but she reached a couple of times. And Abby Humphreys had a hit. Brooklyn Pope had a hit. She was on base a couple times. She scored 2 runs. And Bentley Price also got a hit as well. And Taylin DeClark had a hit. So good game for the Bear Lake Bears. Brooklyn Crockett, besides pitching the game, walked a couple times, and both those walks came in crucial situations and scored a run after one of those walks. So great game all around for her. Great game all around for the Bear Lake Bears, getting the win on the road to start district play by a score of 7-4. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back on Friday from Marsh Valley High School as the Bear Lake Bears try to go 2-0 in district when they take on the Marsh Valley Eagles on Friday afternoon. And then on Saturday we'll have baseball from Preston. Doubleheader from Preston.